Hey everyone, and welcome to a new tutorial for FPS Engine. Today we'll be covering how to dynamically add new layers in FPS Engine 1.4, and so specifically we'll be adding a custom layer, like let's say in this case for example concrete, and we'll be learning how to play custom sounds, how to display custom effects when they get shot, and so much more. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So the first thing we're going to do is, of course, we need to ensure our layer has been added. So let's click on any object really, and then go to layer, add layer, and then here in this empty entry, I'm going to say concrete, and just like that, our layer has already been added. And now I need a floor. So let's take this surface, for example, and let me add some like a custom material, like anything really, so we can differentiate. Okay, and so this is going to be our concrete ground, so let's add the concrete layer, and we're gonna get started with footsteps for now. So for footsteps we need to go to player, then movement, and we need to add our concrete layer to the what is ground layer mask. So let's click on that and click on concrete, and now we need to go to footsteps, and here you can see different entries for each of the layers that are basically playing different sounds when we walk on them. And what we're gonna do is click on refresh footsteps layers, and that's gonna add water, enemy, and concrete. Me personally, and this is also the default for FPS Engine, I don't want to have like separate layers or separate sounds for the water and the enemy layers, so I've just removed them just like that, and they'll be playing the default steps, right? But we do want to play different sounds for the concrete, so just like that, the layer name is concrete, and ensure you do not tweak that, and it basically needs to be exactly the same name as the actual layer that we just created, which is concrete. And here you have the sounds. You can add as many sounds as I want, and for the sake of this tutorial I'm just gonna be using one, okay? But you can add as many as you want, and I don't have like a specific concrete footstep sound, so I don't know, I'm just gonna use this turret shoot maybe, whatever. And just like that, let's press play. Yeah, the player cannot see this because it's in a whole different layer that's not allowed just yet. So you need to go to main camera, and here you need to add the concrete layer to the cooling mask. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. So as you can see, this is the default step. And now if we step onto these concrete surface, this sounds very goofy because it's not a concrete footstep at all, but you get the idea. You can basically have any sound you want, and that's how you dynamically add new layers to FPS Engine, and of course new footstep sounds based on the layer. Perfect. So now we're gonna handle impact effects and bullet holes. So let's do impact effects first. And so if you've skipped through the video, there's a few things you need to take care of. It's basically that you've added a layer, you've assigned this layer to the wall, and then here in the main camera you can actually see this layer. Okay, fantastic. Now once that's done, we're gonna go to player, then weapon controller and effects, and this is basically the same. Oh sorry, we need to go first to variables, and hit layer we need to add concrete, and this is essentially the same procedure. Okay, we are gonna click on refresh impact layers. That's gonna add a lot of layers that we probably do not want to take care of right now, so I'm just gonna delete transparent, FX, water, UI, weapons, object, interactable, UI top, post processing, effects, player, ladder, and we're gonna keep concrete. Now ensure this name stays unchanged, right? And here we can add any impact prefab we want. Now I don't have a specific prefab for concrete, so I'm just gonna add, I don't know, the enemy impact, for example. All right, just like that. So we can take a quick look. As you can see, it's playing those blood effects. It should actually be concrete, I know, but as I said, I don't have specific assets for that. But yeah, you can have anything you want, really. You can see the difference between our custom effect and the one on the ground. Perfect, but as you can see, the bullet holes are still the default ones. And we do not want that. We actually want to modify and customize the bullet holes on the wall when we shoot our weapon. And so this is actually specific for each weapon. This is not a global configuration, just as we've done with the footsteps and the impact effects. But for that, we'll need to go to, let's take the rifle, for example, which is the one we're using now. And we'll go to visuals. And here you can see all the layers once again. And we'll be adding a new one. And this is going to be concrete, and just ensure the name matches the layer name perfectly. It literally needs to be the same name, otherwise these won't work. Ensure the capital letter is also matched, and yeah, that's it. And now, because I don't have, just once again, I don't have a specific asset for the concrete bullet hole, I'm gonna use this slash impact so we can quickly differentiate. Okay, so let's take our rifle, and as you can see, if I shoot the ground, which has the ground layer, this is the default bullet hole. But if I shoot this wall, you can see that there's a different bullet hole. Now these bullet holes look a lot goofy, and they are not really matching a concrete, but you can have anything you want and it's gonna work. Now, just so you can see that this is actually relevant to each weapon specifically, I'm gonna grab the pistol, for example, and if I shoot, the bullet hole is completely different, as you can see, depending on each weapon. Now, this new system that has been introduced to FPS Engine 1.4 is super useful, and you know, it makes adding new layers a lot easier than before. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and as always, if you've got any issue, doubt, or question, feel free to join us on our Discord server, where I'll be happy to help you. Just like that, I'll see you next time.